Welcome to Monday Club! I'm Peter.
I'm Gus.
What's Monday Club?
Monday Club is the only show out there where you get a second chance at your weekend.
Screw Saturdays, party on a Monday. Monday is the new Saturday.
Monday, Showtime Monday. Hey everybody, welcome. It's Monday Club. This is Gus Davis. Along with me, as always, is my esteemed co-host, Mr. Peter Bois. Guys, we have an amazing show for you today. We're going to be talking about Jack Daniels and ice cream. We're going to do some tech talk. My son starts pimping at a young age. Road hugs, erotic football quiz, patriotism, summoning spirits, no sleep, and more hijinks. Of course, we're going to talk about this week's teachable moment. Welcome to Monday Club.
It's Monday finally! Woohoo!
Cheers!
Cheers, my good friend.
Cheers, buddy. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful because it's Monday, and we're Monday Club, doing Monday clubbing on the
Dude,
Monday.
I am. Say Monday one more time. I dare you. I double dare you.
Monday.
Dude, I am
Monday,
so
Monday,
happy
Monday,
to
Monday.
see you. I have had this one drink just sitting around waiting for Monday. It's like when you have those, those calendars that you get on Christmas that have the little chocolates in them for every single day.
Yep.
I've had my one little special drink just set aside. I've been so excited. Dude, this is going to be an amazing show. I don't know if this is too much show to put in a show.
We'll find out. Maybe it'll be 2 hours. Will you listen to us for 2 hours in 1 week? I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see.
Dude,
see
you
how we do.
you gave me an idea. Monday Club calendar, where every Monday there's a little shot of something special that you can untap from the calendar. The Advent calendar for Monday Club. Dude, this is $1 million idea.
It is. So it would have like special drinks that you could have on Monday, like the recipe and stuff for them.
No, but it would have the actual drink too. It would like be a big fat calendar. Where it'd have a spout on every Monday that you just pour your drink out of, and maybe you might have to keep it in the fridge. I don't know, but you'd have a ready-made drink every Monday for Monday Club.
Okay, well, for only $1,200, you two could get the Monday Club mini fridge. That's right. It's got the mini bar in the mini fridge. It's a great, brilliant idea. All right, dude. Well, let's jump right into it because we got so much to do here. First of all, we are cheersing this week to a restaurant in where Slovenia?
Slovenia.
Right?
I deciphered that from their crazy Slovenic. What do they speak there? They're
Slavic.
Slavic. They're Slavic writing on their website.
Okay, so Monday Clubbers out there, here's the thing. I think we should start a Monday Club GoFundMe so that all listeners of Monday Club can all just join us to go to Slovenia and go to this restaurant because they have some of the craziest drinks and cocktails that I have ever seen, including this dessert, which is Jack Daniels inside of a hollowed out, it's like a hollowed out Jack Daniels bottle that the top has been cut off, or at least the side has been cut off.
Gus,
so it
Gus.
still has the bottle shape. What?
Bottles are already hollow. You don't have to hollow out a bottle. You just have to drink it.
Screw you. You know what I'm talking about. The side of it has been cut off. It's an empty Jack Daniels bottle. They put ice cream and bananas. They make a banana split, and then you top it with more Jack Daniels. Now, I know that sounds amazing, but wait for it, because the most amazing part about this is at some point in time, as does every banana split or sundae that you've ever had, it starts to melt, right? Well, what you do is you tilt that bottle up, you take the stopper out of the bottleneck, and then you get to drink your ice cream sundae mixed with your Jack Daniels. And I don't know all of the steps of reaching nirvana when it comes to meditation, but I will say that the fast track to reaching nirvana is Jack Daniels and ice cream.
That sounds amazing. When you sent that to me, I immediately went to Kayak and looked for Slovenic flights to Slovenia. Seriously, I was like, how do I get there? And when can I have one of these?
It really does look absolutely amazing, and the kicker of being able to drink your ice cream and your Jack Daniels is just sublime. But this restaurant has some other crazy drinks. They have a bone marrow and alcohol shot where they give you a sawed in half long ways bone, and you are supposed to pour alcohol down the bone and let it trickle into your mouth, collecting the bone marrow, and it's supposed to be like a delicacy. Yeah,
that's
man. The Slavic people, they're crazy.
That's kind of weird. Kind of cool, but kind of weird. Have you ever had bone marrow?
I have not. I have not had any bone marrow. Have you?
Not that I know of. But I've seen it in restaurants. I just can't bring myself to scoop it out of the bone and eat it.
Yeah, there's something very Viking and like invading horde about the idea of like scraping the inside marrow out of a bone and mixing it with your shot. I don't know, man. I feel like you're summoning demons or something like that if that's what you're doing.
Yeah, I might stick with the ice cream. I love that and how it melts, and it reminds me of a ship in a bottle. You get to drink a ship in a bottle almost. You create a beautiful picture of ice cream sculpture of ice cream inside of this bottle, and then you get to eat it and drink it down.
Yeah, and you wouldn't really think that ice cream and Jack Daniels would mix that well, but I bet it would.
I've never had it like together.
Yeah, well,
I've had ice cream and Jack Daniels plenty of times, but I've never combined
the same time.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think Monday Club, here's your homework. Go get some ice cream and go get some Jack Daniels. Make yourself a Jack Daniels float and report to us afterwards if it made you go blind.
That sounds good. I want to know, and then I'll try it if it doesn't make you go blind.
Oh, man.
So cheers to this restaurant, Starry Pisker. That's what the website, starry-pisker.com. I'm probably not pronouncing it in a Slovenic accent, but cheers to you guys for making an amazing Jack and JD Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I'm not drinking a JD Sunday today, but I am drinking a leftover hard cider that was left in my fridge. I haven't drank hard cider since high school, because that's before I liked beer, so I had to buy a lot of hard cider to keep up with everybody. But this is Gumption Hard Cider Original, and it is very good. It's sweet and has an appley cider taste.
Wow, that sounds good. I like the ciders; they're all right. I'm more of a fan of beer, but I certainly don't mind having a nice, refreshing cider, especially when it's a little bit warm outside. My friend, am drinking a 10-year aged Scotch. It's the Gentle Dram. It is one of my personal favorites. I put a couple of pieces of ice in there, and oh my holy bejesus, it is delicious.
Gentle Dram. Is that available most everywhere, or is that a Texas thing?
No, it's available everywhere. I found it at my local Specs, but you can certainly find it at... Dude, have you ever been to a Total Wine?
No.
They're the Walmart of alcohol. I mean, it's a wonderland of alcohol. It's pretty amazing. And usually you can get in there and they have free samples everywhere. And so if you want a quick, easy buzz, you can just
That's like
go
the BJ's of alcohol.
You could just go skipping through, and they'll give you small little cups and like little shots. And if you play your cards right, I mean, that's a quick and easy, down and dirty way to have a good time.
That is wonderful. I need to go to one of these places. Well, thank you guys so much for being part of Monday Club. We love that you're here with us every Monday, hanging out, having a blast, having a drink, and making Mondays amazing the new Saturday. Check us out on iTunes. Give us a little rating up there and a little review. Help us out. Help spread the word about Monday Club. Tell a friend or two about us. And if you want to contact us, you can check us out, mondayclubpodcast.com, all the socials up there, or email us directly. We read this email account all the time, mondayclubpodcast@gmail.com.
I want to add my own personal thank yous to all of you guys listening. Over the last 5 episodes, we have exponentially increased the number of people in the Monday Club, and guys, we cannot thank you guys enough. We have been getting all kinds of direct texts and emails just saying how much you guys are enjoying hanging out with us. I hope so. Hope you guys are all able to sit back, relax. Maybe you're driving from one place to another and hanging out in the little tree fort. It's a fun little tree fort, but it has alcohol, so that's pretty nice.
So Gus, we talked about, was it last week or the week before, about my iPhone purchasing decisions coming up.
Oh, right, because you said that you were definitely going to get the iPhone 10. That
yes.
The iPhone X was going to be what happened. All right, so are you going to do an update for us?
So the update is, screw what I said, I got the iPhone 8.
Nice!
Yeah, I came in the other day. You know, I was thinking, I read a post by Alan Benson, Monday Club, friend of the show, listener, and he mentioned that the face recognition thing is not yet proven. I trust Apple that it'll work well, but it might be super annoying for me. I'm not sure I'm ready to make a change. I love the fingerprint sensor. It works so well, and it's it's open. I'm not sure I want to get used to a face print sensor. Face print. That's what they should call it. Face print sensor.
So, not a thumbprint, but a face print.
So that combined that it's going to be like $16 more a month, and I have to wait till November to get it, and I probably won't even be one of the first pre-orders, so I might have to wait till January or even maybe February because they might be so sold out. I thought, what the hell? I'm just going to get the 8, and so that's what I did, and I am happy and satisfied with my decision.
Dude, for what it's worth, I'm very proud of you. I think you made the correct decision. I too am considering getting the 8, but the 10 just does not appeal to me. And for a lot of the reasons you said, the facial recognition thing, I'm not sure that I'm ready to just give up my home button. The other thing, and I guess I don't know if I'm arguing for or against, but one of the things that I think is probably the most amazing feature of living in the century that we're living in is that people are creating pieces of technology, and you get it, and you're like, yay, that's awesome, and then you play with it for a while, and you're like, it could be a little bit more awesome, and then they send out updates that make it better, that change the things that you don't like. And so every once in a while, I think Apple is really good at this. They send out an update that totally changes your entire phone, the look, the feel, the features, how it runs, and all of that stuff. So, if you're going to get the 10, go ahead. But I think that you are going to be on sort of a learning curve when it comes to those updates that are going out. On that same note, during Hurricane Maria, I think, the one that hit there's been so many freaking hurricanes.
Pick a hurricane, any hurricane.
Yeah. Anyway, the one that hit Florida, I saw a post that said that if you have a Tesla, that they, on that same concept, what's his name?
Elon Musk.
Billionaire. Yeah, Elon Musk made an update that let your Tesla car drive even further, so that you could get out of the path of the hurricane. It was just like, hey, we're going to send out a quick update that just increases the fuel mileage of all cars in Florida.
What?
You guys get out there and be safe. And what a weird
crazy.
time to be alive. Like, that's some iRobot shit right there.
Yeah, you know how they have ludicrous mode on Teslas, which makes you go super fast? Is that hurricane mode? You flip a switch and it's hurricane, get the fuck out mode. run for your life mode.
Ludicrous speed, go!
I want a ludicrous get the fuck out mode. Zombies are chasing me mode.
Yeah, zombies are chasing me mode. I want all cars to have that, and I want them to have like the old school Batman shields, where like your entire car just changes up.
The one this is a feature I might buy a Tesla for, like, I don't know, in 20 years when they're affordable. Camping mode. Have you heard of this? They have camping mode in the Tesla, so it keeps the air conditioning on, or climate control on, and then you can run your indoor lights because you're just running off the battery, and so it's all night. You have climate-controlled camping because you can put all the seats down, they fold into a bed, you can put a little mat out, and you can camp in your car.
Dude, that's not camping mode. That's your homeless mode. You just bought an iPhone 10 and a Tesla, and now you're completely homeless.
Because you're broke.
Switch it over to homeless mode, and you're at like in the parking lot of the local Y, like rocking your Tesla.
Yeah, but that would be cool. I mean, think of all the money you'd save on hotels. Would that add up to car payments every month?
Yeah. For only $18 more a month, I could not have a house, but I could totally live in my car.
Your travel time would like double because you'd need to find charging stations.
Dude, I'll tell you what though, on a serious 3.5% tip, if they have cars that when they get cars that can self-drive, that you can just plug it in and drive, and the driver's seat can rotate in, and you can just sort of have a business meeting while your car drives you wherever you're going, that will totally revolutionize how I do things, because it won't matter if I've slept or not. I can knock out in the car, or it won't matter if I've got other things I've got to do. The car just will take me where I need to go and keep me safe while I'm trying to get down the road. So yeah, I'm in for that.
I'm all in on autonomous vehicles. If I can get in somewhere and just say, "Go, take me here," and I can sleep or text or have a beer while it's taking me there. I'm 100%. I know people who are scared of this technology. Screw you guys. Humans are way worse at driving than a computer will be. It's going to be so much safer and awesome. I cannot wait for that.
Yeah. I'm with that. So I'm pretty sure it won't allow you to drink in the car. I bet the car will scold you. I know. I feel the same way, buddy. So I think we probably talked about this a long time ago, but do you know one of the groups that lobbies against self-driving cars?
No. I'm trying to come up with an idea. I would say no, I don't know. Truck drivers.
Police.
What?
No, police.
Police? Oh!
Yeah.
No more speeding tickets.
No more speeding tickets. Like speeding tickets, like speed traps while you're driving through small towns, is a large percentage of those small towns' income. And so
they're like trolls.
Like the police force, if every car that goes by is always doing everything right and not going too fast and slowing down for the speed trap and slowing down for school zones and all of that stuff, then they lose a huge amount of revenue when it comes to giving out speeding tickets. So, yeah, it's really counterintuitive, because you'd think that serving and protecting, you would think that, oh, yeah, hell yeah, if there's a way that we can not have people do something that's dangerous, we should totally support that. But, nope, that's not the case.
Since you got me pissed off, Gus, I have a quick rant. Man,
go ahead.
I am a freaking idiot. I bought banner stands for upcoming conferences to sell my soul for some cash, and I bought them the 36-inch, which are in fact 35.5-inch wide, which I knew going in, and I was happy about that. And then I bought a new case to carry all my promotional material to travel all across the country, bringing it, and it said it was 36 inches tall. So I thought, I have some room to play. I can, a half inch. So I am A-okay getting these 35.5-inch wide banners, and it'll fit in here along with my other promotional materials. Well, guess what? It fits only in the center, but not on the sides, because the case is curved on the corners, and so now I am playing tanagrams trying to fit all my promo into this case, and it's not working. All right, I'm an idiot.
Dude.
I should have gotten
I'm so sorry. I really
smaller
am. I'm
banners.
sorry. Yeah, that's one of the firstiest of the first world problems, but still, I'm sure it's really, really annoying.
It's annoying, and it's hundreds of dollars of a mistake that if I have to reorder banners.
Yeah, that sucks. Can you not just reorder cases?
It took me a while to find this case that could fit everything I need to fit in. And it would fit everything I need if the banners would just not set in the center. Because it's a tube. It's a thick mailing tube. If it would go to the side of the case, everything else could fit alongside it. But since it's sitting in the center, everything else is all just combobulated.
Well, dude, I'm so sorry. You know what would solve that burning pain that's in your heart right now?
What's that?
Having a drink with me right now, buddy.
Cheers. Thanks, man. You always cheer me up.
I try. I really do. So, Monday Club, buckle up. I got a wild ride for you guys, okay? So, last week was my son's birthday. And there was a lot of shenanigans that went down with his birthday, but not the least of which was that on his actual birthday, I sent him to school with a couple of boxes of mini cupcakes. Now, if you have ever gone to your local grocery store and bought mini cupcakes, they're $1.09. They're for a pack of 12 of them. I mean, they're super ridiculously cheap. Now, I got an extra box of these mini cupcakes so that if more people wanted chocolate than vanilla cupcakes, there was some extra there so that he could cover all of his friends. Here's what I learned. I was driving him away from school after his birthday, and he opens up and he says, "Hey, Daddy, I made $4. And I said, "How did you make $4? And he said, "Well, I had some leftover cupcakes. After my class had some, and after I gave some to my personal friends that aren't in my class. I took the leftover cupcakes and I set up a store outside on the playground." I was like, "You set up a store?" He's like, "Yeah, I set up a store and I sold those mini cupcakes for $2 a cupcake. And I sold 2 mini cupcakes for $2. That's how I got $4." I was like, "Oh, well, that's very ingenuous of you, son." And he was like, "Yeah. Well, what happened was one of the kids that bought one of my mini cupcakes went out and sold his mini cupcake to another kid for $5. And then he came back to me and wanted to buy 2 more cupcakes, 2 more mini cupcakes, so that he could go out and sell those mini cupcakes." And I told him no, because I realized that if I just sold the mini cupcakes for $4 instead of $2, that I could cut him out and still make all of the money. And I was like,
"Oh my goodness! This is for you, Brian." That's amazing.
It was, dude. So we had
Economics 101.
Dude, that's exactly right. We had a 30-minute conversation while we were in the car about about economics and about how sales work. And I think he was brilliant to think that he could sell his cupcakes for $4 and make cut out the middleman. But I talked to him about the price that was going to cost him. I was like, "You had an easy time selling mini cupcakes that you had zero investment in. I was 100% profit for $2. If you had sold those 2 mini cupcakes to him, you would have doubled your money. You would have made $4 more, and whatever he sold them for, you don't even have to worry about that because that's money in your pocket. Whereas if you decided to sell them for $4, you would have to work twice as hard to sell those cupcakes." And he understood all that. But then we started getting into like credit, and he was like, "Well, what if I just gave him 1 cupcake to sell, and he brought back $5?" like all of this stuff. So the whole conversation wrapped with, after about 30 minutes of talking about economics and how money works and how to do sales and stuff like that, the whole conversation wrapped with, I said, "Okay, so grand total, you made $4? And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Great. All right, we're going to have to report that to the IRS, which means really you made about $2.70. And then we were really quiet for a second, and he leans forward and he's like, "Daddy?" I was like, "Yeah?" He's like, "Daddy, what if we just don't tell the IRS?"
Oh, Bryce.
Oh my God.
Welcome to adulthood.
I know, right? It's like
our moral
oh my God. It was
decisions
one of the
every
best
day.
bonding moments I have ever had with my son. It was amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. He's really smart. That's wonderful. What if we just don't tell the well, it is cash, so
Dude, I know we have so much to talk about, but I want to go on a quick side note, okay? So a good friend of mine was talking to me. We were talking. Just go with me here, people. We were talking about our first sex talk that we ever got from our parents or our
From
family.
economics
Okay?
to sex talk.
Yeah.
Welcome to Monday Club.
So his sex talk that he got, I think, was my favorite of all time. And here's how it went down. He lived out in the country when he was growing up, and he went over to his grandfather's house, who owned a ranch, like a big actual ranch. And he was out there, and his grandfather, he was about, I don't know, 13, 14 years old, and his grandfather made him mow the entire property, which I'm sure took him hours. And after he finished, he came, he was all exhausted to his grandfather, and his grandfather said, "Oh, well, you're not quite done." And they had a little pond, like a little small pond lake thing, and in the middle of the pond was a small little island that was out there. And so his grandfather was like, "You still got to mow that island over there that's just completely overgrown with tall grass." And he's like, "Oh, Granddad, do I really have to? Because it's scary. You got to put the lawnmower on a boat. You got to go over there. I'm sure there's snakes. Like, it's not fun." And so his granddad was like, "Yeah, son, I'm sorry, but you got to. Hey, I have an idea." And he's like, "Yeah?" He's like, "Hey, do you have a condom on you?" He blushed and he was like, "No, Granddad, I don't have a condom on me." He's like, "That's too bad. We could have just filled the condom up with gas, thrown it over there, lit it on fire, and burned it all down, and you wouldn't have to go over there and mow the grass. Let that be a lesson to you, son. Always carry a condom." And that was his sex talk.
What? Wait, did he even know what a condom was for?
I mean, sort of. I mean, he's 13. He's not stupid.
right,
But that was like the talk that his grandfather had with him about how, like how to be safe when you have sex.
From then on, his wallet was never without a ring.
Nope.
That's hilarious. Oh, man.
So, yeah, there we go. All right, so moving on. Dude, so this week, I've been on the road a lot this week, all over the place, and we'll get into it, but basically, I left my house on a Friday. My alarm was set at 3:45 in the morning, and I didn't get to go back to sleep until Sunday night was the first time I got a chance to sleep again, okay? And we'll get into all of that. That part truly sucked. I mean, not sleeping for over 40 hours is awful. That being said, I had such an awesome week. I got to see Eric Diddleman and Bernie Ray on the road, and
Eric's been on the podcast.
I know, right?
Yeah. If you haven't listened to that episode, go back. I don't know what number it is, but it's back there. It's snooze or something like that. Eating snooze.
I also got to see a future person on who's going to be a guest on the podcast, Mr. Randy Shine, was on the road, and so it was just great to catch up with some old friends. And guys, if I talked to you and I was slurring my words, it was not because I was drunk; it's because I hadn't slept in over 40 hours. But it was a good travel week. It was fun to see people out on the road. We had some pretty good shows, but yeah, I was exhausted when I got home.
Well, I'm glad you made it back safe, and
thanks, bro.
That's awesome to hear that Randy will be on the podcast one day.
Yeah, he's excited.
Nice. So, guess how the Patriots are doing?
Are they 1-2?
They are 2-1.
Oh, they're 2-1. Okay,
2
cool.
and
They won
1.
this week, huh?
They beat Houston. Oh, sorry.
They played Houston last week?
They played Houston Texans, and they beat them, and it came down to the wire. It was back and forth. Texans were ahead most of the game, and then in the last, with 20 seconds left, Brady does what Brady does. He winds up, he passes to Cooks in the end zone for an amazing pass, an amazing catch, barely gets his feet in, barely keeps control of the ball, and for the win, the game winner. It was freaking amazing and an exciting game, and both teams played amazing, but, man, Brady and company know how to pull it off in the clutch, man. They, game after game, most exciting team to watch, in my opinion.
Well, one, I guess congratulations are in order for you. Two, I think the Texans are one of the teams that I have as a bet for this long-term bet, so that kind of sucks for me. And three, Good job, Patriots. Good job. Those catches where they have to like jump up in the air, control their body, catch the ball, and then drag their feet to stay in bounds, is that image right there is the one image where I think, well, that's why you're a professional football player. Like the body control and the wherewithal to know how to do that is on the professional level.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy. Just to they have so much going on in their head. They're running, they're jumping, they have a defender. They're trying to catch the ball. Then they have to make sure their feet are perfectly in place and make sure they tuck it. It's pretty crazy. It was exciting. I'm getting all excited and flustered thinking about it, man. Yeah,
dude. Did the Patriots take a knee during the national anthem?
Did they take a knee? So Patriots have gotten. You want to get some real talk, Monday Club talk?
Yeah, yeah. Let's do some real talk.
Real talk. All right. So Patriots have gotten flack because of Brady's potential past or current, I don't know, friendship with Trump, and then also the Kraft family supported Trump and stuff, and then that doesn't mean he or they voted for them. I'm sure the Kraft family did, but it sounds like they're starting to be a little upset because Trump called Colin Kaepernick a son of a bitch and told him to get fired from the game of football for taking a knee in protest for inequalities. And I'll have to say Kraft stepped up and wrote a public letter saying about Trump's comments and how he was way off and how politicians could learn a thing or two from football players because they work together as a team to accomplish goals and things like that. So that was a stand-up job by the Krafts. That's exciting to see. And yes, so getting to your question, there was a bunch of people who kneeled, and then also everybody who didn't kneel, they were holding arms. I don't know what that means. That's a different way to protest or show solidarity or say we support you, but maybe they don't necessarily want to take a knee because it might be disrespectful to veterans or whatever. It might be kind of, I don't know exactly what it means, but I think it means, we're in this with you type thing. But yeah.
Yeah, I think, man, there's so much here. Monday Clubbers, look, we're not going to, this is not a political show. We're not even going to get into the politics of all of this. Here's the thing. Peaceful protest has been a part of this country since the founding of this country. The right to free speech has been a part of this country since its inception. And it's amazing how many people have been divided by these comments that a sitting president of the United States calling out to professional athletes and calling them sons of bitches for their nonviolent protests. And one, I as a grown ass man would not talk crap to Steph Curry or LeBron James or anyone in the National Football League or the NBA. And the real point of all of this is it is the most American thing to do to protest. The idea that the president is picking fights with these people over something that is a right as a God-given American is, let's just be honest, some bullshit. And look, I am as patriotic as the next guy. In fact, Pete, what's our mantra song? What song do we sing at karaoke when we are all feeling as good as possible?
And I'm proud to be an American.
Be an American.
Where at least I know I can take a knee.
Look, guys, the oldest right in America is the right to free speech, and let's all just remember that this whole thing was started because of injustice, and it is not hurting anybody. It's not even disrespecting the game. It's not disrespecting the flag. There are just people who are trying to show that there are injustice using their station as a public figure. So, yeah.
You know what, though?
Whenever
if a politician especially a president, someone in power, tells you not to peacefully protest, at that exact moment, I don't care what they're protesting. I'm joining in the protest because that, like you said, that's the most American thing to do, is to voice your opinion and peacefully, you know. And anytime someone of power says not to do that, heck, you know, I'm joining in on protest. You know, just look
at what happened this last weekend in football, right? When Kaepernick did it, like 3 other players did it, and no one really gave him any credit. In fact, Kaepernick didn't even get re-signed as a quarterback this year. But all of a sudden, the president starts talking about it, and we had entire teams linking arms or kneeling in solidarity, because we all have to understand our power as citizens of this great United States. And one of the places that we get the power in this country of ours is by voicing our rights as citizens. And one of the ways to do that is nonviolent protest. So cheers to you people out there who are using your station as football players in the National Football League and the NBA and the WNBA. Cheers to you guys for, you know, being real Americans.
All right, end of real talk. Gus, do you want to read me some erotic fiction?
All right. So, Monday Clubbers, if you've been listening for the past couple of weeks, here's the way this thing works. We know that we didn't get into Monday Club to talk about sports. I know a lot of you don't care about sports. But Pete is a hardcore football fan, and as such, I thought it'd be fun to teach everyone a little bit about football, while also learning that when I talk about football, when I looked at all of the terminology that is used in football, it is the same terminology that is used in erotic fiction. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is our dirty little football quiz. The way this works is very simple. I went through and took out some quotes from some erotic fiction. I'm going to read those quotes that include terms that are used in football. Pete's job is to identify the word that is associated with football, define that word, and replace that word in the sentence. If he can do that 2 out of 3 times, I will buy the first person who makes a comment on our Facebook page a drink. That's a free drink to one of you.
That's a good deal. And Gus, I have a question.
You ready to play?
Yeah, I'm ready to play, but I have one question. How do we know this is erotic fiction? How do we know this isn't Tales of Gus in his single years?
I mean, buddy, it's all the same.
Oh, nice.
Actually, for those of you who are playing along in a weird, like, if you cross over in this exceptionally weird Venn diagram, then you'll know exactly where these came from. All of these quotes that I'm going to read you for this week and next week, I did extra credit, for this week and next week, all come from the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy, which I didn't know was a trilogy until I started doing this research. All right?
I have a guilty confession, Gus.
Okay.
I have read 2 out of the 3 50 Shades of Grey books. Let me say, I have read them ironically, though, laughing through because they were very entertaining.
Oh, my God. Dude, is that a true story?
True story.
Oh, look, dude, in doing the research for this quiz, if I had to read My Inner Goddess one more time, I was going to throw up.
They are hilarious.
Oh, Jesus. All right. I'm going to try to do this without laughing. Here we go. All right. This quote is from the book 50 Shades Darker. Dude, I can't even do it. Like, I'm already laughing. All right, here we go. From 50 Shades Darker. I bury my hands in his hair, holding him with my mouth, consuming him, my tongue as avaricious as his.
Oh, my goodness. Consume. All right, what's the game again? You got me all flustered, Gus.
All right.
I'm just kidding. I know the game. What is the football term? I'm going to go with holding, because holding is a penalty. You cannot hold when you're blocking somebody. You cannot hold on to them. So the ref goes holding, and it's a 5-yard penalty. Am I right?
All right. The definition of holding, there's both offensive and defensive holding. It's illegally blocking a player from the opposing team by grabbing and holding their uniform. I'll give you that one. I think you got the gist of the idea.
Yeah, all right. All right. So I have to use it in the sentence?
Use it in the sentence.
All right. I bury my hands in his hair. Illegally blocking somebody, offensive or defense, in my mouth, consuming them, my tongue, avaricious as he.
All right, ding, 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 ding. I'll give it to you.
Thanks.
To you.
My voice isn't as sultry, but, I try.
All right. Next one. All right, so this is from the original 50 Shades of Grey. There is a very fine line between pleasure and pain.
There is a very fine line between pleasure and pain. I'm going to go line.
Line is correct.
And that could mean probably the line of scrimmage, which is the spot where the ball is down or placed, or where the play begins. And you have to, there's many different ways you interact with the line of scrimmage, but that's basically, you get down, the ball goes on the field, and that is the line where you pick up next down.
Ding, ding, ding. You win, dude. The line. It's one of two vertical lines parallel to the goal line, running through the ball closest to the closest to their end line. This creates an offensive and defensive line of scrimmage. Correct.
Boom.
All right, so use it in the sentence.
There is a... Oh, wow. Wait, say the definition again.
No.
There is a very fine... There is a very fine parallel line running across the field between pleasure and pain.
I'll give it to you. Ding, ding, ding. All right, this is for you to be perfect this week. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right. This is also from 50 Shades of Grey. A man who acquires the ability to take full possession of his own mind may take possession of anything else which he is justly entitled.
That is, I'm going for possession.
Correct.
And the definition of possession is possessing. I guess you can't use the word in the definition. You have control over the football, so you have possession of the football. Or you...
Triple ding!
Oh, okay,
Triple
good.
Ding! That is almost word for word what the definition is. Physical control of the ball. You got it.
Nice. Boom. All right. Here's my sentence. A man who acquires the ability to take full possession of his own mind and may take full control of the ball of anything else he wants to justify. He is justly entitled.
Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Blois is perfect this week. Congratulations, buddy.
We owe somebody a drink.
We do.
First person
all you have to
comment?
do to get a free drink from me, I will send you free PayPal money and buy you a drink. All you have to do is be the first person to make a comment on our Facebook page. Just comment on our Facebook page, on Monday Club Facebook page. Comment and just say, hey, I think I want a free drink, and we got you.
Bam! I love this dirty little football quiz.
Thanks, man.
Hey, it's time for Stories from the Road.
All right, so I've been on the road a little bit this past week. Next month, October, is crazy busy. I'm going to be gone 4 and 5 days a week, only home a couple days a week. So that's going to get crazy. But I performed my very first Summoning Spirits show of the semester this year, and it went fantastic. For those of you guys who don't know, I have two kind of parallel shows. My regular show that I've been performing for years, Magician for Non-Believers, and then my second show that I created last year called Summoning Spirits. Think of magic show meets seance, so creepy ghost stories and creepy magic all combined into a crazy cool experience. And it went really well, and people were freaking out, and it was a lot of fun. And one of the things that made me most excited, I've been working for a year or two on this, is kind of bringing all the tech together, because I use video and multimedia in this show, and something that got me. This is like super dorking out, but I am so excited. I finally got my computer to control their lighting system. Right?
What?
Yes. So I can plug into their lighting system, and from a little remote in my pocket, I can change the lights. So when I say something, and I want to say at the end of it, there's something freaking crazy, and someone just screamed, and something crazy happened on stage, I can black out at that exact moment. A little button in my pocket blacks out the entire stage, and then when I need it to come up again, I pre-program how everything's going to go throughout the show, and then I just press it, and it fades back up, and it was working amazing. And the power I felt on stage just pressing this little button and getting all these lights and projection and sound and music working all just with a push of the button, I felt like a freaking superhero. It was amazing.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I can only imagine how badass that is at any point in time when you're doing something scary to just hit the blackout button. That's got to be like you jumping out of the closet at somebody, right?
Oh,
like, that's a great scare.
Yeah, definitely a punctuation theatrically and emotionally, and it was it was exciting because I love gadgets. I love finding all these tech stuff out, and it's pretty cool that I can put on a show like that with kind of, a little bit, some production value behind it, and I don't even need a crew. I just need to plug into their system and done, and
dude,
set it all up.
I want to ask you a behind-the-scenes question, all right?
Shoot.
You did your first full-blown Summoning Spirits show.
Of this year.
Of the season, yeah. Do you ever freak yourself out? Like, have you ever hit blackout and then been a little tiny bit creeped out on stage?
Yeah. There's a couple times where I get myself into the routine so much where I get a little creeped out. Yeah.
That's cool.
Definitely.
I think that's awesome because that's when you combine the first of all, you've already got people up on stage. You got them in state where everyone's there to experience what it is that you're providing with the summoning spirits. And then I can only imagine when you hit blackout, there's this weird moment where being in a darkened theater is scary in the first place. But with all of that other stuff going in your head, I can only imagine that there's like that weird, tiny, cold chill that goes up the back of your neck while you're doing your show.
Yeah, definitely. And there's certain times, especially when they react, and I can get my mind in it. And I think it helps the performance too, because if I'm really kind of freaked out by this, then these people have to be freaked out by it, because I know what's coming.
Yeah. How many people actually believe in ghosts when you start your show?
I have no idea. That's a good question. I don't know.
Like, do you, when you are talking to the people that come up on stage or talking to your audience, do you think that they have? Do you think that they are already in state? Like, do you think that most of them really believe that you were going to summon spirits, or that spirit summoning is possible, or do you think most people are in it for the fun?
I think there's definitely a group of people that believe. I think there's some people that are open-minded to the possibility of ghosts. And for the record, I'm a big skeptic. I don't believe in ghosts or any supernatural whatsoever. So when people ask, if people want to talk to me after the show and they start talking to me about ghosts, I always tell them I don't believe in ghosts, because when I'm on stage, I'm allowed to say whatever the hell I want, because it's a performance. It's a theatrical performance. I can create a mood and do whatever and say ghosts are real on stage, but when I get off, I am obligated to tell the truth because that's the right thing to do. But
right.
But yeah, there are people I think that believe. There are people that definitely don't believe, that are just coming for. You think it's going to be a cool show, and then I think the vast majority of people are kind of like, maybe there's ghosts, maybe there's not, and also there's a group of people that get it. There's always a group of people that get it. They're the people that like going to like horror movies, or they like riding roller coasters because they know there's going to be something scary coming, and they get all excited. And this is kind of the group that I fall into when I go see things that are haunted houses, like with you. And I know something's going to be crazy, and I enjoy that, and I get into it and I pump myself up. I don't try to be, I don't sit there with my arms crossed being like, oh, you're not a real man pig. Like they buy into what I'm selling and they understand it's a theatrical experience and they want to experience it. They just don't they want the full experience and they buy into it. So there's that group, and that's the best group to have at a show like this.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I love haunted houses. I think they're amazing micro theaters in haunted houses are, and one of the best haunted houses I ever went to, I got to go to Halloween Horror Nights when Brian Brushwood was doing his show out at Universal, and we all as a group got to go through the haunted houses that they had there. And one of the haunted houses, one of the cool things about the haunted houses was each room played off of the room before. So like one room was super high tech, and the next room you went into, there was only one piece of tech that was in that room. And so you concentrated on that piece of tech, and then something else scared you. And then you went to the next room, and it was completely dark. And then you went to the next room, and it was mostly light, but there was one dark thing. And so you're distracted by all of the different parts of it. And the last room we went into, which was the best scare ever, we walk in, and it was like a normal Mr. Rogers looking room. I mean, there was a sofa and a lamp and a TV, and you're just looking at all the corners. You're trying to figure out where it's going to come from, where's it going to come from, and nothing. And so you keep walking, it's a little disappointing, and all of a sudden the sofa jumps up and runs at you.
Oh my
God. It's just a guy in a sofa costume that just runs at you, and it was perfect. It was the perfect follow-up to the roller coaster ride of emotions that you'd been going through, and because you've been conditioned to look at all these different things, it was like the sofa was the last thing that you would think would come and get you. Anyway, I fall into that same group that you're talking about, man. Like, I love the thought process that goes into these shows, these feelings, because they tap into something very primal when it comes to fear and the idea of the afterlife and stuff like that. So yeah, man, kudos for getting that show off the ground for this season. That's awesome.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, I'm pumped. I've got a ton more coming up because October is Halloween month, so that's kind of a good theme for Halloween.
Yeah, man. Well, cool. Well, so this last week I talked about it at the top of the show, but man, I woke up at 3:45 a.m. after going to bed well after midnight, and got up, got on an airplane. We flew from Austin to Atlanta. We landed in Atlanta. Our next flight was supposed to be out of Atlanta at like 11 o'clock in the morning, and we kept getting updates that our flight was delayed, our flight was delayed, our flight was delayed, and finally our flight got delayed so late that we wouldn't have made our show had we just stuck around at the airport. I think the flight was supposed to leave at something like 5:45 in the evening, and it was one of those deals where you're at the mercy of the airlines. So we switched flights, and when we switched flights, we told the people at the ticket counter, we're like, look, we have to have our luggage so that we can make our show work. And they said, oh yeah, no worries. Your luggage is absolutely going to meet you at the airport when you land. And we said, all right, as long as our luggage makes it when we make it, everything is going to be good. So we fly on this new flight, we land, we go to baggage claim, and absolutely nobody's luggage from that airport made it into Baltimore where we were landing. Oh. And so there was just a long line of everyone that was from Atlanta getting into Baltimore. Nobody had their luggage. Everybody was pissed. And James and I realized that we could do the show that we had that night in Delaware, but the only way we were going to make it work is if we then drove from Baltimore to Delaware, did our show in Delaware, wrapped our show in Delaware at about 1 o'clock in the morning, drove back from Delaware back to Baltimore, picked up our stuff at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and then drove from Baltimore back to Delaware, past Delaware into Pennsylvania, to get ready for our show the next morning. And so that's what we had to do to make all of our shows work. And so we got zero sleep. We got to the hotel at about 5 o'clock in the morning. We had to be setting up at about 8 o'clock in the morning. It was truly, truly awful to go that long without any sleep.
Wow,
And
dude, that's
what
insane.
was worse, like the cap of all of that, was that the front desk person, when we showed up at our hotel, wasn't there. We had to wait for like 20 minutes for them to check us into the hotel, and so that was awful. And then we got to our gig, and we showed up to our gig on time, and no one could let us into the building for another hour and a half before we could set our stuff up. So we were just sitting outside of the gig waiting for them to open the building. It was truly brutal. So this entire last weekend, I was just like zombified with no sleep. I say all that because on the way back to the airport so that we could fly home, we stop off at an Arby's, and again, we're on absolutely no sleep. We're complete zombies, and we're waiting at the Arby's, waiting for our the person to come on and take our food order. And I sort of come out of a coma and look up at the screen, and I look up at the board, and I look up, and my exact words are, "Look, it's a cheesy vagina monster." Which is exactly when the Arby's lady had finally gotten on the mic and decided to take our order. So I say, "Hey, look, it looks like a cheesy vagina monster," and she says, "Sir, can I help you?" And then there's this weird, awkward pause where James and I look at each other, and then we just all die laughing. So, Arby's in middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. I totally apologize for having to have you hear "cheesy vagina monster" on the big open mic there.
Wow, I have a crazy image in my head. Oh, back to erotic fiction.
If you look at the number 4 on the Arby's menu, it's clearly a cheesy vagina monster.
Oh man, that's
oh my
hilarious.
god! All right, and with that, I think that brings us to
Teachable
moments.
All right,
I
so
love our jingle.
I know I could listen to that all day long.
Me too.
So I have a very, very important teachable moment for you guys today. This is probably the greatest thing I've ever taught in teachable moments, and I want to let you guys know about it. It's very serious. You must always have a package of M&Ms in your cupboard.
Okay.
Always.
All right.
Teachable. You're
please,
welcome.
Please.
You never
teach
know
us.
when you need a small or large chocolate fix, and it's great. Every time it's like having a bowl of M&Ms out. Every time you walk by, you just take a couple, and you have some party in your mouth for a few minutes, and it's amazing. So keep some M&Ms in your cupboard and grow fat with me.
I can't do that, man. If I have a package of M&Ms, I am not eating just 2 and leaving them in there. That package is gone by the end of the day. I just cannot I'm going to have 2 M&Ms and walk away. I'm going to have that package of M&Ms.
It helps me not do that. For my personality, I would gorge. If I stopped having chocolate for a week, I would have a day where I just ate chocolate nonstop. But if I have a little bit every day, I'm like, oh, I had some chocolate yesterday. That was delicious. I remember what it tastes like. I don't need to remember it for another day or two. And I can just have a few M&Ms every day instead of having like handfuls of cake every day.
No, I'm the exact opposite. In fact, it's embarrassing when my son goes trick-or-treating and he brings like a giant plastic pumpkin full of chocolates and sweets and stuff like that. And over the course of the next week, he gets like 4 or 5 pieces of candy, and the rest I just devour. Like I feel bad. I really do.
Son,
I feel bad.
This is bad for you. You shouldn't be eating this. Yeah. I'm just going to make sure
you're welcome.
I'm going to take one for the team.
You've got little teeth.
Yeah.
You've got little teeth. You don't need to be going to the dentist, son. I'll take it for you.
I can't afford to fill your cavities. So I already got all my teeth.
Oh my God, I really do. Sorry, Bryce. I really am. I'm sorry. All right, man. My teachable moment is this one. Guys, as said before, my flights totally got screwed up when I was trying to make my 2 events over this last weekend. And the only thing that saved our bacon was that we took the earliest flight out of Austin to make our run happen. And so if you are, I don't care if you're going for work, if you're going for a meeting, if you're going for vacation, if you're going to go to your nephew's bris, I don't care what the reason is, take the first flight out. If you take the afternoon flight out so that you can leisurely go to the airport and casually stroll in right when the party's about to start, if anything on the airlines has gone wrong, you are out of options. You don't have the chance to try to take another flight because people like me who got there early have already switched our flights to the flight that you would have been able to take. So take the first flight out. I know it's painful getting up that early in the morning, but I guarantee you, more often than not, it will make sure that you have options to make the event that you're trying to make that day. It's amazing to me how many people, do take that last flight out thinking, it'll be easy, I'll just slide right in, and they're unable to make it because the airlines have gotten off somewhere during the day, and they're just screwed. They're just they're out their first day of vacation, or they're not able to make their first stop on a honeymoon or on a cruise or whatever. And all of that can be solved if you just bite the bullet, take the first flight out. I know it's early, get some Starbucks, and then you're completely done for the day.
I get flack from people for saying, because I always say, well, I have the 5:30 flight out, I can't hang out tonight. It's like, why don't you take the 9 o'clock? And that's the exact reason I always take the first flight out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although there's a couple flights coming up, I'll be taking the 8 or 9 o'clock because it's a nonstop. So I'm rolling the dice, but I think the odds.
I think that's still early enough.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll take a later flight out if I'm flying home and there's no money on the line right there.
Yeah.
The worst case scenario is I don't make it home when I think I'm going to make it home. But even when I'm on my way home, 90% of the time I'll take the first flight out just to try to get where I'm going that day. If anything gets messed up, I got options. It'll make it happen.
Good one, man. Good one. Well, thank you guys for being part of Monday Club. Gus, happy Monday, man.
Back at you, buddy. You guys go out there, make Monday an awesome Monday, and we will see you next week on Monday Club. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much for listening to Monday Club. Hey, if you want to follow us, go ahead and do that. You can do that at mondayclubpodcast.com. You can also follow us on facebook.com/mondayclubpodcast. And that's also where you can claim your free drink if you want to play the game. Twitter at Monday Club Pod, Instagram at Monday Club Podcast, email us at mondayclubpodcast@gmail.com. That's also our PayPal account, so if you want to get a shout out and buy us a free drink, you're totally welcome to do that. Special thanks to James Caldwell, our sound engineer, and our music, as always, is brought to you by Mr. Zach Holder. You guys stay safe out there, and happy Monday.